All right, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about what I think is one of the most toxic things for our own mental health, especially with young people my age in college, and especially with social media being so prominent nowadays, especially if you're someone who's ambitious and wants more out of their life. The problem that I see is comparison. And honestly, I think comparison is one of the fastest ways to just ruin your life. Not because it makes you a bad person, but because it just steals your peace, and it makes you feel like you're behind even when you're just doing fine. And it makes you feel like absolutely nothing that you do is ever enough. And I've dealt with this a lot, so I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit. Now, I feel like college is one of the hardest places to avoid comparison because you're surrounded by so many people your age, all doing different things. Someone has an internship, somebody has this perfect friend group, somebody has this perfect relationship, somebody has a 4.0 GPA, someone looks like they just have absolutely everything all figured out. And this just creates the feeling of, wait, am I doing enough? Even if you were completely happy and content 5 minutes ago, you see something and you suddenly feel like you're miles behind everybody else. Now, I can relate to this so much, I feel like, especially with me where I'm changing majors. I'm still uncertain about what I want to pursue and what I want to do with my life after college. And I see everybody around me. It seems like they always just know exactly what they want to do, and they're on this just straight trajectory, this straight path, and they're content, and they just know what they want out of their life right now. And I find myself comparing myself to them all the time. And it's such a toxic thing for me to do, especially when I'm still very uncertain and I don't really know exactly what I want to do with my life. And because of that, it just makes no sense for me to compare myself to people who do know exactly what they want, and it's just a very toxic loop to get myself into, and it's not right because myself and who I'm comparing myself to, we are in completely different scenarios, situations, so it just makes no sense for me to compare myself to them. And then I think social media just makes this whole thing so much worse because social media is the highlight reel. Nobody posts their insecurities, nobody posts their bad days. They post their acceptance, their relationships, they post their dream life. And then you scroll through it and your brain starts to think that you're behind. Everybody else is ahead. But the truth is, you're only seeing the most polished 1% of their entire life. And there's a quote that everybody knows, but I think it's just so true, and that's, comparison is the thief of joy. And honestly, comparison is not just a thief, it's a slow leak that just drains you over time. But the big problem here is when you compare yourself to somebody else, you're comparing completely different lives. And this is the part that really matters. You're comparing different genetics, different backgrounds, different timing, different priorities, different struggles that you don't even see. You don't know what somebody else is dealing with. You don't know what they're sacrificing, and you don't know what they're insecure about. So why are you using them as a ruler for your own life? It just makes no sense. And the worst part about comparison is it just feels like a race that you can never ever win, because there's always going to be somebody ahead of you in something. Always. There's always going to be somebody smarter, somebody richer, somebody faster, more confident than you. So if your happiness depends on you being your best, you're gonna never be happy. That finish line, it just keeps moving forward, and you spend your life chasing this feeling that you were never ever meant to catch. And another thing is, you don't actually want anybody else's life. A lot of the time, you don't even want what they have. You just want to feel like you're enough. You just want that reassurance. And the comparison itself is not about them. It's about your own insecurity and uncertainty. Now, another thing that I wish more people understood is that you have to own your own timeline. Your timeline is yours. Not everybody peaks at the same time. Not everybody finds their thing at the same time. Not everybody's life unfolds in the same order. Some people find success early. Some people find peace later. Some people, they struggle quietly, while others struggle loud. There's no universal schedule. And being in college, it makes it feel like there is, but there isn't. And the only comparison that actually matters is comparing yourself to your past. Are you growing compared to who you were? That's it. not comparing yourself to anybody else. Compare yourself now to your past self. And honestly, the cure to comparison, I think, is presence. When you're fully present in your own life, you can stop obsessing about other people's. And when you're focused, that noise fades. And that's why I love the idea of being where your feet are, because comparison is living absolutely everywhere except where you are right now. Now, I want to end with this. Comparison, it's gonna make you miss your own life. It's gonna make you overlook your progress. It's gonna make you feel like you're behind even though you're moving forward. And most important thing is you don't get that time back. So if you're watching this and you feel behind, just know you're not behind. You're just looking sideways. So focused forward. Your life is yours. Your pace is yours. Your path is yours. And the moment that you stop comparing, you start living. So I will see you guys next time.